Hey guys, King Kaiju here, and today, you read that title correctly, I am going to be reviewing Mesozoic Isle 1 year later. It's been out for a little over a year now, and I thought that I would do another review, since now the review I did is also 1 year old. So, I thought that I would give you guys my opinions, since they have semi-changed, and with circumstances that have happened recently with the community, Kiki himself, and the production of Mesozoic Isle, I thought I would just give my overall thoughts on what I think of the series now, and what I think can come out of it in the future. Now, because all of the footage is copyright claimed, I can't actually show you any of it. However, I can show you a few screenshots, and they'll do good enough. So let me get the positives out of the way first. The positive things include cinematography. The cinematography on this show is really, really well done. I'm not saying it's like top-notch. It's nothing like Dinosaur Island. The cinematography on that show is best. I don't think anything can outdo it. However, it's not terrible. I can tell what's going on. It's not shaky. It's just cut and clean. You see what's going on. It's pretty well done. I also like the narration. It's pretty well done as well. There's another kind of negative I have on it, but I'll mention that later. It's it's really smooth. You can tell what they're saying. They don't mumble. It's pretty well done. There's also a lot of stock footage used in the show of shots of like forests, water, just overall kind of drone shots, I think they are. It's not that annoying. They don't go on too repetitively. There's not that much of them. They just are kind of like filler, and, well, filler is never that good. You have to have it at least at some point. Another good thing about the show is that if you have a lot of spare time on your hands, you can probably get through it. Each episode is about 30 minutes long, and it takes up a good hour to watch. If you're a person who doesn't have a lot of time on their hands like myself, you can probably just watch it in parts, I think. It didn't affect my viewing experience whatsoever. So I think that the length of these shows is actually really, really good. There are also a few negatives with the show, as any show has, which I will address now. Now, unless anyone's new here, you would probably know I'm not that big of a fan of Kiki. However, when I think of his past aside, I think that this is definitely his best work on YouTube, and it's a really great show, and I do recommend it to anyone who wants to go watch it. Another negative I have with this show is the changing narration. It was kind of weird for in episode 1, we heard Mandy's voice, I think that's her name, and then we heard Aiden's voice in the next episode. Usually you have a person who is always going to narrate, there's usually never any change, but it's not that big of a deal for me. I just think it's a bit of a continuity error. Another problem I have is that at the intro of the show, we are essentially just given a recreation of the Walking with Dinosaurs intro. And it's not that original. I think you can use music from things, that's fine, but recreating an intro, it's just a bit weird because we all know where it comes from. We've all heard of Walking with Dinosaurs. So it's a bit weird to see in a show that isn't Walking with Dinosaurs or has nothing to do with Walking with Dinosaurs whatsoever. Another thing is, this isn't even the show's real intro. It actually has two. This one is for Prehistoric Archipelago, and then there's another one for actual Mesozoic Isle, which I think is a bit unneeded. I think there should just be one intro, just to Mesozoic Isle. We don't need to know about Prehistoric Archipelago. It's just about Mesozoic Isle. Why do we need to know about this other thing? One intro is enough. Another problem that I have with this show that I think a lot of people have mentioned is the fact that almost never, and I mean never, does it come out. It has been a year since the last episode came out, and if you want to say, oh, Kappa came in, Kappa has only been out for about 4 months. So, in total, he had 8 months to release the other episodes that were going to come out. I'm not sure how many there's supposed to be. But still, he barely ever makes episodes, and when he does, there's huge gaps between them. I have heard from him himself, though, that There is going to be another episode that's going to be apparently coming out soon. However, he's also said that before with the other episode. So, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say at this point. I'm not 100% sure if it will come out. I hope it does, because I actually really do like this show. I really, really, really like Mesozoic Isle. I think it is one of his best, if not his best creation. So I hope it does eventually come out. Please, God, soon. Overall, I think the show is really, really good, and I think that anyone who likes these documentary-style shows should go and watch it. I think that they are really, really well put together. I think this one specifically is really, really well made, and I hope that more comes out of it. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next video.